Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Rank, where I climb the online VGC 15 ladder. For those of you that follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I got the chance to attend my first live VGC 15 event of the season. So this was played under Oris rules. I attended a local premiere challenge in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, which had around 30 players in Masters. Ended up going undefeated in the Swiss rounds, going 5-0, but I lost in top 8, unfortunately, to my good friend Angel Miranda in a very, very tight set. I won the first game and ended up dropping the second and third game. I built this team kind of on a whim. It was last second, but I really enjoyed it, and I figured I'd feature it for today's episode. So, it has a lot of familiar Pokemon I've already featured on this, like the Hydreigon, the Terrakion, Bisharp, Amoonguss. But I've got Gengar, which was in yesterday's episode, and Mega Salamence with Dragon Dance, Double Edge, Earthquake, and Protect, so I think it should be interesting. Rating currently is 1843, and we only have 2 days to aim for the 1900 rating, so unless I'm able to get matched with the really high rated players and win all of them, I'm not sure if I'll be able to hit it, but we'll see. First opponent of the day is going to be a Japanese player with the rating of 1754. My opponent's team is going to be Vivillon, Hitmontop, Rotom Heat, Hydreigon, Gastrodon, Mawile, so that's really interesting, especially the Vivillon. I'm definitely going to lead with Gengar here because I can taunt it and I won't be faked out by it. Terrakion is also nice because I've got Lumberry, and Amoonguss here actually helps out as well because it can't get sleep powdered. So let's see. I'm going to go with Gengar. Bisharp is definitely good in this match given that he's got 2 Intimidators, but let's see. So Gengar's good. I like Hydreigon next to that. I like Bisharp in the back and Salamence is my last one. Amoonguss is nice, but he's got Rotom Heat, which I don't really like dealing with. Then Terrakion's tempting, but he's got Double Intimidate, and Gastrodon, which Terrakion doesn't really like dealing with. And Mega Mensa looks really solid in this because it can one-hit KO almost everything. Rotom Heat's the one thing that really gives that issue, so I'm going to want to try to take care of that as quickly as possible. Maybe I should have led with Bisharp, but I feel like my opponent's not going to lead Intimidate against the Bisharp because, obviously, you know, I have a Bisharp. So, I feel like I'm predicting the Hydreigon to come out alongside maybe Rotom Heat and Vivillon, but I guess we'll find out. And Vivillon is a really interesting support Pokemon because it gets access to a lot of good support moves, and Hurricane's also really powerful. So let's see what my opponent decides to lead here. Okay, so I'm going to go with Gengar and Hydreigon. I definitely like this lead a lot because of the Scarf Hydreigon and how naturally fast the Gengar is. And he goes with Hydreigon Mawile. That's actually really ideal for me here as Intimidate activates. Let's see if his Gengar's Scarfed. Not his Gengar, his Hydreigon. I'm just going to Will-O-Wisp the Mawile and Draco Meteor here, I think. It's the safest play, but he doesn't have any good switch-ins into my Draco Meteor regardless. Though my opponent's Hydreigon might also be Hobbenberry. I think the most common items we see nowadays are Choice Scarf, Choice Specs, Life Orb, and Hobbenberry. Not in that order, but no switches out here. Mawile is going to Mega Evolve. Mawiles tend to not Mega Evolve if you're protecting, so you can conserve Intimidate, though Mega Evolving allows you to have special defense. And Draco Meteor is going to connect here. Let's see if it is Hob and Hydreigon. If it's not, then it's cooked. As connects, and wow! My opponent just decided to stay in with Hydreigon, and I picked up the KO, and I should get the Will-O-Wisp burn onto Mawile, so let's pray that this hits. As Will-O-Wisp does connect, so that's huge. Picked up the burn on Mawile, which is obviously fantastic given that, you know, Mawile's just one of the biggest threats out there. So it goes for an Iron Head onto Gengar, still does a lot of damage. Maybe my opponent's Hydreigon was also Scarfed, but I either won the speed tie or was slightly slower. But you know what, I'll take that any day. I got the Mawile burn and I picked up a KO. I think Vivillion's coming in here, as it is. I'm gonna taunt that and switch Hydreigon out into Bisharp. I don't want to take a play rough in that slot. But Mawile being burned is fantastic because Salamence can also just come in. So I'm going to bring out Bisharp here. Let's see what Vivillon is running. It actually goes for a Protect. Good play from my opponent there to blow out potential damage there. So the taunt is going to fail. Mawile is going to go for the Rock Slide. I don't know if that can KO Gengar, but Gengar is pretty frail. But yeah, and it does pick up the KO, so that's nice. Good play by my opponent there. Definitely a much needed move to try to get back into this game. But now I can bring in the Salamence, which will get the Intimidate off on both of my opponent's Pokemon. Obviously not really mattering for Vivillon, but going to help me out there against the Mawile. I'm gonna Mega Evolve and double protect this turn, just to get the speed boost with Salamence and to scout out what the Vivillon wants to go for. Because it does get access to Rage Powder as well, but that Mawile is severely neutered right now. And I'm thinking maybe I should have attacked there, because now I give my opponent an opportunity to switch out the Mawile, which is obviously never good, but yeah, double protecting there actually was not necessary at all. I'm kind of mad I chose my move so quickly there. Because if Mawile switches out, then my opponent's going to regain momentum completely, whereas I could have taken advantage of that and maybe gone for like a Dragon Dance and an Iron Head onto a Mawile. So I'm not pleased with how I played there, but both of my opponent's Pokemon are going to stay in, so that's actually really good for me, as Salamence here is going to get the Mega Evolution off. Now let's see. And Salamence is naturally bulky. I'm not running much bulk on this one, but like I said, I'm going to go for that double protect here, as Sleep Powder coming out onto the Bisharp and Play Rough going onto that Salamence. Okay. So that play makes a lot of sense. I'm just gonna double edge the Vivillon here and Iron Head the Mawile. It's probably Focus Sashed, but that's fine. That Mawile is slowly fainting from burn anyway, and Play Rough shouldn't do that much damage to Salamence given the fact that it's at -1 and burned. So this is still a scary battle despite how well turn 1 went for me because of this Vivillon, because my opponent made that really good play of protecting it, preventing it from being taunted. So we've seen taunt, we've seen protect, we've seen Sleep Powder, probably something like Rage Powder and Hurricane. No protects coming out here, so I do get the double edge off. That is super effective. But it is Focus Sash, as you'd expect. And it's probably going to Sleep Powder my Bisharp here. Who does it target? Yep, does target the Bisharp. Which I'm fine with, because I'm going to take my first turn of sleep immediately, and like I said, that Mawile shouldn't KO the Salamence. We'll see though. Does target Salamence there, how much does it do? Yep, brings me down to 33 HP. And that Mawile definitely doesn't have Sucker Punch based off the moves we've seen, which is also good to know. I could double protect here once again, or I could just double edge the Vivillon Iron Head the Mawile. Or I could protect here with Salamence and go for the Iron Head onto Vivillon or Mawile. I'll go for it onto Vivillon. I'm going to protect here. Oh, Mawile actually switches out, so a good play for my opponent there. Let's see what comes in. Is that him on top? Oh, wow. My opponent's giving me the Defiant boost here. Though I guess at this point it makes sense because, you know, I don't know. I don't think that was actually a very good play on my opponent's part. But I'm going to protect Salamence here. What does Vivillon go for? Oh, it protects as well. Okay, that makes sense. Does Bisharp wake up here? Nope, takes another turn of sleep. But I'm perfectly fine with that. Now I can just double edge the Hitmontop and Iron Head it. As it goes for the Fake Out onto Salamence, I think that's gonna... Oh wow, it doesn't knock me out actually. It brings me down to 20 HP. As it goes for another Sleep Powder targeting Salamence, that's gonna put it to sleep. Hopefully Bisharp's able to wake up here and knock out this Hitmontop. Oh, but it takes another turn of sleep. That's unfortunate. I should be able to outspeed Bisharp, Hitmontop though. So now I can just sack the Salamence and protect with my Bisharp here, so Hydreigon gets a free switch in, because Bisharp is about to wake up here, since it took the full 3 turns of sleep. Unfortunate, but you know, you can't always hope for the best, or you can't expect the best, as Salamence is gonna blow a turn of sleep here. We do see Hurricane coming out, and that's gonna knock out the Hydreigon, but like I said, that's gonna allow me to switch into Hydreigon freely, and then I can just Dark Pulse the Vivillon Iron Head the Hitmontop. And I should be faster than the Hitmontop, like I said. So, I'm just going to make that play. I don't want to risk any misses, otherwise I'd Fire Blast that slot. And I know Mawile's burned in the back, so once I knock out the Vivillon, Bisharp should be able to clean up anyway. So I don't want to risk a miss here, because if Fire Blast were to miss the Vivillon, it'd actually probably be a good game. So I'm just going to go for my 100% accurate move here, to avoid any luck going against me. This is a pretty intense game, though. Especially, oh, wow, Powder comes out. But I didn't go for the fire type attack there. The Dark Pulse here is just going to knock out the Vivillon, so cool, interesting move to see from my opponent there. Let's see if I outspeed the Hitmontop here. Yep, as I do, and I get the Iron Head off. I think this should knock out. Perfect. So Powder was a really cool move there. It's rare we see in VGC, but basically it takes the fire type attack and uses it against the user. But like I said, there was no reason to go for the fire type attack there because I knew Dark Pulse would do enough, obviously, and I knew that that turn would allow me to get Bisharp, and Bisharp would still be able to stay around. And even at this point, Dark Pulse can flinch the Mawile, and I can KO it regardless, and it is burned too. So I was fine going with the Dark Pulse there, even though I knew my opponent had Mawile in the back, because I knew it would be a 2-on-1, and that plays out perfectly as I knock out the Mawile and win the first game of the day 2-0. So that was a really exciting battle. I think a lot of you guys have asked me whether Hitmontop can be viable in VGC 15. This is the first time I've actually played against it, so that was cool to see, though I don't think it did a particularly good job on my opponent's end. And I think my leads just completely countered what my opponent had to offer, which was good, obviously. You know, I think leading is a huge part in VGC. I'm actually going to be doing a team... well, first I'll be doing a team building guide, but I'll also be doing a team preview guide because I think that's pretty important. So my rating climbs up to 1855 after that match, which is awesome. So maybe if I win the match, this next match, and like I said, the next 2 episodes, I can still actually reach that 1900 goal, which would be an amazing way to close it out. And I am matched with another highly rated player from Japan, 1809. And my opponent here's got basically a cookie cutter team of Kangaskhan, Talonflame, Sylveon, Suicune, Bisharp, and Landorus T. It's almost as basic VGC 15 as you get, minus maybe the Suicune, but the other 5 are all in the top 12 right now in Battle Spot. So, let's see. Amoonguss is really good against my opponent's entire team, bar the Talonflame, but of course Talonflame is kind of a big deal. I do like leading with Gengar. Yeah, I'm gonna lead with Gengar. And I feel like my opponent's gonna go with Kangaskhan Sylveon as her leads. Maybe I can go Bisharp Amoonguss, actually. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll go Bisharp Amoonguss. Hydreigon in the Salamence in the back. And Terrakion as the last one's not a terrible idea. Though I feel like Gengar would be really nice in this match because I can Icy Wind and Sludge Bomb everything. So the question is really whether I want Amoonguss or not. I think Amoonguss helps out if my opponent doesn't have the Talonflame. But if she leads with Talonflame, then I'm in some trouble. Hydreigon with Scarf is nice, but I would guess the Landorus is Scarfed. And it really can't pick up a one-hit KO on any of my opponent's team, so... Terrakion is actually very tempting, especially because I've got Double Kick on it, which can one-hit KO the Bisharp. If my opponent leads with Talonflame and Kangaskhan, though, I am in a lot of trouble. But you know what? I'll go with excuse me. I'll go with Terrakion as the last one here, and lock in. So this should be interesting. Like I said, the team is really basic. You know, you can expect most things. There aren't many surprises when you see those kind of standard teams. But the reason they work is because it's just so many strong Pokemon together at once. So I'm going to go with Bisharp and Amoonguss. Show me Kangaskhan and Sylveon. That's Kangaskhan and Talonflame. That is not what I wanted to see. That's really problematic, actually. What do I want to do here? This is really terrible. I really thought Sylveon was coming out as a lead, and I am paying the consequences right now. Let's see. Could double protect here to avoid any... I could switch to Mence. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Salamence. And in case my opponent doesn't Brave Bird Amoonguss, though I don't know why you really wouldn't Brave Bird Amoonguss there. Though maybe it wants to set up a Tailwind. So I'm gonna Spore Talonflame because my opponent might be predicting a Protect from that Amoonguss here. Basically, I need Terrakion to get in safely, though, to try to get back into this game, because that lead matchup was really not optimal. Let's see. Kangaskhan's gonna Mega Evolve, no surprise there. A Terrakion can really help out here, though, because it can just Rock Slide and is faster than Kangaskhan as well. But... oh, just going straight for the Brave Bird. Onto the Amoonguss. I mean, it's going to take a lot of damage because I've got Rocky Helmet. Oh, it's a crit there. I am actually max defense Amoonguss. I'm wondering if it has Life Orb or not. But, because I think, wow, look at all that recoil damage. Okay, I'm guessing that's Choice Band. That ends up working alright, actually. Oh my gosh, another crit. That's irritating because it might put me in Brave Bird KO range. I'm definitely bringing out Terrakion here, but that was not what I wanted to see for sure. So that Talonflame is Choice Banded. So we can just Brave Bird the Salamence here. But I might also want to Brave Bird Terrakion. Tempted to switch back out into Bisharp and close combating the Kangaskhan. Though at -1, I don't think he can KO Megamance. I can also close combat Kangaskhan with Terrakion because I know I can outspeed it and Double Edge, but a Dragon Dance here would be fantastic because it would allow me to get back into the game, basically. So I'm tempted to Dragon Dance and Rock Slide here, in anticipation of my opponent either protecting with her Kangaskhan or switching out. This is tough. You know what? I'm Dragon Dancing and Rock Sliding here. I've already fallen behind it, and I need to try to get back into this game. No switches, though, which is curious. Let's see if Kangaskhan protects here or not, then. If it doesn't protect, I can still get a flinch, but that was a really aggressive play on my end. Oh, and it does go for the Tailwind instead, actually. So, it wasn't Choice Banded, I guess. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is this game? It's pretty wacky, that's for sure. So lots of hacks there. Rock Slide missing Talonflame, but Rock Slide crit flinching Kang. Maybe I should have closed combat. I don't even know. I mean, okay, now I can... I don't think he can KO Terrakion with a double kick because of the Intimidate. So my opponent might want to double into Terrakion with the Brave Bird and a double kick. So I'm very tempted to protect there and just try to pick up the KO on Talonflame. That Tailwind's really bad, though. I was expecting that on the first turn, not the second turn, but it makes sense, you know, KO the Amoonguss and then set it up. And like I said, I really should have led better against this. Maybe Terrakion wouldn't have been a bad lead just because it could force pressure right away, and then I could switch out to Amoonguss should my opponent have led with Sylveon. So that was the mistake I made in this game. But I'm going to... yeah, I'll double edge Talonflame and protect here. I feel like it's already really difficult to get back into this just because of how poor my lead matchup was. Brave Bird does go into Terrakion, though. That's promising. What the heck? As Ice Beam comes out from my opponent's Kangaskhan. Wow. That's really cool. So I'm going to bring in Bisharp here, but things are looking pretty grim. Though I can potentially pick up 2 KOs this turn by Sucker Punching the Kangaskhan and Rock Sliding. That is what I'm going to go for. And my opponent did go for a Brave Bird, so I can actually still win this match, because Brave Bird's not going to KO Terrakion, Sucker Punch should KO Kangaskhan, and Rock Slide should KO Talonflame, so this game isn't over just yet. Unless that Kangaskhan is really bulky, but Life Orb, Sucker Punch... yes, picks up the knockout. And if Landorus T is in my opponent's back, that's going to be a lot of trouble for her. As Rock Slide, please connect. Oh, so that's the item on it, Chardy Berry. Since it wasn't Choice Band, then I think the crit actually ended up mattering on that Amoonguss early on, because like I said, I'm actually max HP and defense, specifically to take attacks, and the Intimidate could have helped that too, but I'm not 100% sure on my calculations there. But I pick up 2 KOs, and Tailwind's going to peter out next turn. I'm really hoping to see Sylveon and Landorus come out here. But that's Bisharp, which I actually have double kick for. Show me Landorus T. That's Sylveon. Wow, I can win this match. All I need to do is double protect, stall out Tailwind, then an Iron Head double kick for the win. So despite how poor that lead was, double kick might end up just saving me here. And a lot of you guys have been asking me why I run double kick on Terrakion. Well, there you go. It's because it can one-hit KO Bisharps even at -1 attack. But I'm gonna double protect here just to stall out the last turn of Tailwind. And as long as, I mean, there's really not much my opponent can even do to prevent what's coming. Unless the Sylveon is Eevee to survive a Life Orb Iron Head, but that would have to be a lot of investment. Or unless it's Choice Scarf, which I actually ran in the past. But if it's Choice Scarf, let's see, Iron Head into the Bisharp. It shouldn't be Choice Scarf since it went after Bisharp there. And there's no predictions I need in this next turn. I don't think my opponent's going to be expecting the double kick. So here we go. After a really poor start to the battle, things are finally looking back, and that just shows you the power of priority Sucker Punch from Bisharp, and Terrakion's a really good Pokemon too. It's hard to bring out because of the common, fairy types that are around, but oh my gosh, this is really exciting. I love it when battles come down to like the end. Your heart is just pumping, and double kick goes off, so that's gonna KO this Bisharp. Woohoo! Goodbye, Bisharp. Alright, let's hope my Bisharp KOs the Sylveon with Iron Head. Let's see. As it gets it off, it goes before Sylveon. Will it knock it out? Wow. Wow. What a game. If anything, that should just feature why you should never give up in a match. I thought I was done for after the leads, but Terrakion got into an optimal match. Bisharp came in, and I'm sure my opponent wasn't expecting the Life Orb onto the KO onto Kangaskhan. I think it actually would have been over if my opponent Flare Blitzed and double kicked Bisharp that turn. Because that would have picked up a KO, though I guess I could have protected there as well, but that was my out. My out was picking up 2 KOs in that turn and hoping I could KO whatever was in my opponent's back. If Suicune was in the back, I might have been in some trouble, but it was a combination of Sylveon, Bisharp, and Landorus T would have sealed the deal up, and it just happened to be Sylveon and Bisharp. So what a crazy game. That's actually going to put my rating probably around 1860s to 70s, so I might actually still be able to hit 1900s in the upcoming 2 episodes, which I'm really excited for. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a ton of fun to feature my team today. I'll be doing a report on the tournament I attended soon, so keep your eyes open for that. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, as always, if you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, have a good night, guys.